Hello, everyone. Oh, we're not ready. There. Hi, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Nice to see everybody this wonderful Monday. It's always wonderful. Anytime we're able to just be here on God's beautiful earth, it is a blessing. So we're glad to be back. I'd like to tell you, our internet is kind of slow. That's what I noticed. It's not as fast as it was. So just so so we're glad to be back. I see something. Oh, see. Oh, it's catching up. I don't know what's going on, but I can't. What did I say? I make control of that. Anyway, I'd like to welcome you again. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Mary D. Welch. I have been blessed to be podcasting the show now for about close to 6 months. I think it's been about 6 months. Today, I want to welcome our viewers that come on and watch the show replays. I'm listening. I don't know. Okay. I just want to appreciate you guys. Those of you that would go to YouTube and like and subscribe, I appreciate you for that. And those of you that have been telling your friends and family about the show, thank you, thank you, thank you. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have this motivational speakers international. This gentleman, he has been all around the world, speaking to corporate, speaking to youth groups, you name it, just anything to keep people motivated. He is actually the innovator and the founder of Code Academy. You know, anytime you're the greatest, a little bit about who he is. I like to introduce you to someone who's not only a excellent friend, his name is Kyle A. Greene. Just a second. Kyle, are you there, Kyle?
Hey, Mary, I am here. I was just trying to listen to it on my phone. It might be a little too choppy.
You know, we are. My husband's working to see if we may have to switch laptops. I'll let you know if we. We've never done it in the middle of the show.
Yeah, they can't miss it. We might. It might not give them the real justice if they don't hear it all.
Oh, no, we gonna be just we gonna power through because we already have someone speaking like they wrote a comment in. I'll take that back. There's a couple of comments yet, and sometimes I can read them, and sometimes I can't. Vanessa said, "Oh, the sound is very choppy." Okay, Vanessa, that's what we're working on. So thank you for letting us know that it's choppy for you guys too, because it's choppy for us too. So yeah, we're working on it. The technician is here. That's my husband. He's the one that's behind the scenes working on how we're going to.
So maybe even if we like stop it and then try to get back on, you think that's possible?
We can. Hold on. He's doing. You want to stop? We're trying to internet connection on the laptop. So once we get the other one going, then we'll switch laptops. That's what this one. I'm sorry about that. It's technical problems. That's unfortunately the real, happens. That's all I can say. In the meantime, we're just gonna take it slowly. I'll introduce Kyle. We were speaking earlier about how is it that you have become this international motivational speaker. I know if you're like most of us, it didn't happen overnight. It was a process. And so you can tell us about where you're from and where you grew up. How is it that you came to yourself and knowing that being motivating people is something you wanted to do?
Okay, so for anybody listening, because I can't tell, do I sound choppy? So let me know if I sound choppy.
I think so. We're saying hi. We're still working on getting that. Once we get the laptop, we're going to try and switch over.
Yeah, because I don't want nobody to miss anything that I say.
I know. Well, we're working on it. We're just, it's unfortunately happens. We'll hang on in here. As I said, it's very, I don't know if it's the internet though, because when I logged on today, it took a long time to log on. I'm getting text messages that it is stopped. If you saying if you know,
Yeah, it's like it's really bad. So I don't.
no, I know, but we can't. I can't control the internet. Wish I could.
Could,
Uh,
could we
no,
trying to think.
mm-hmm.
Uh,
No, we go out and come back.
yeah,
Now,
let's just try to do that. Let's go out and then come back in.
cheers. Hi, Kim. She said, I can hear y'all. And Richard says, oh, he said, yeah. That's what Richard said. Okay, so audience, we're gonna leave and practice and improve the sound for you guys. So don't go away though. We're coming right back. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm back. I hope that sounds good. Idea to go out and come back in. Thank you, Myrtle. Hi, thank you, Vanessa. And thank you, Richard and Kim. That sounds better? Yes. Let's hope that's good. I hope it does. Okay, I'm waiting for him to come back. Because he's saying he's right. He doesn't want you guys to miss anything that he's saying. Let's see. But thank you all for being here today and help and dealing with our technical issues because it makes a difference. Let's see. There you go, Myrtle. Put your comments up. And there we go. All right. And thank you, Kim, for your comment too. Is that picture? Is that Kim? I can hear y'all. Okay. We're waiting for him to come back in. I also, ladies, gentlemen, for those of you, since we have a commercial here, a commercial time, right now you can still get the new book, the new children's book. This is Have You Seen a Red Elephant? It's available on Amazon, and it really is cute. In fact, those of you that are interested, Kim's granddaughter, as a matter of fact, she was reading the book and had said she was, at the time, she was 2, she's a little older now, and she liked it. So that really encourages me in my writing time. My child likes it, and it's written for them. That makes a difference. So I'll use this as our commercial time and let you know. Have You Seen the Red Elephant? Available on Amazon, and you can pick that up. For those of you that have children or grandchildren, it's just a cute little book to read about the different things that a red elephant does. So let's see. We have. Oh, the sound's excellent. Oh, good. Thank you, Richard. Okay. I'm just waiting for Kyle to come back. I would also like to let you know who's coming next week. Her name is Sonia Adams. She's going to be the next guest on this coming Monday. I believe that's the 3rd, on May 3rd. And on May 9th, we're having the next guest is Oscar Torre. He is one of the actors from The Have and the Have-Nots. In fact, many of you will know him as Mama Rose's son from The Have and the Have-Nots. He's going to be a guest on the show. So I just want you to those of you that would like to know the next guest coming, to give you an idea. If you're on the email list, you're getting emails. The emails would to let you know. In fact, the email will come out today. I try to have they come out about at least 5 days or more earlier. If you want to get the texting system, if you like the text messages, I just sent the one out before the show today. The texting system, when it goes out, it anywhere from a day to 2 days before the show. I send it not too much because I've learned this about people. You send out too soon, people won't remember. So it's almost like the closer to the show, the better they have of clicking in and getting on the show. But either one of those systems, if you'd like to get on the email system, you can go to marydwelch.com and it says join our email list and you'll get the email anytime we have the show. But I send out all kinds of information, ladies and gentlemen. I don't limit it to the show. This is not, I'm involved in, I need to slow down, but I enjoy doing things in the community. I truly do. And so you'll get information. I've been really sending out a lot about what was going on with the vaccinations. If you're in Southern California, I even listed the sites sometimes. And then there were town hall meetings about should you take it, shouldn't you take it, who should. All of that went out also. So it was a way to really inform the community. So if you want to know about what's going on, whether you're in Southern California, it doesn't matter. Because remember, everything pretty much is still virtual. So you could be anywhere in the country. We've had guest speakers. We've had all kinds of people on that are informing the community about different things that's happening. We have there's some community groups. There's a presentation. There's the jump. Bobby Seale, originator from the Black Panthers. He came on. He came on. His flyer went out yesterday for those people. And as I said, it's all virtual. So if you want to know about different things going on, and I look at it like this, you may or may not want to participate. But the truth of the matter is, at least you know it exists, and you can forward it to your friends and family to let them know that this is what's going on in the community. If you want to jump online, it's all virtual, and listen to different people speak every opportunity to do that. I also share with you when I get information about different like music things going on, or plays, or anything that is about something good in the community. I try not to do too much. I send one email a day. That's about right. I think I don't try to send more than that. Oh, I'm trying to make sure that he's not trying to get in. Uh-oh. I hope he's not having trouble getting in. Okay, so just so you know, if you're on the email list, I do send one a day. That's it. Only, I think rarely have I ever sent two a day. And that's because it was something really, really important. But rarely do I do that. Normally it's one a day. And that's because I don't want to, overburden you. That's what, okay. Vanessa said you can hear me. Just a little static. Okay. Richard said it's excellent. I'm just sitting here clicking. Okay. And thank you all for your comments. It makes a difference. It really does, because I don't know what you're hearing. So I need your feedback. So thank you for that. So what I'm going to do though today, if you send me an email and I'll do this. I'll do a drawing. So if you go to marydwelch.com and I'll see what time the emails came in today, and I'll draw a name from someone that sent an email. They'll get a free copy of Have You Seen a Red Elephant? And I'll even autograph it, and it'll be, and then I'll email you to get your address of where to send it to. Oh, I think I made it back. So those of you go to marydwelch.com, send an email, and then we'll go from there. Let's see. Let's see. Hi, Kyle. Okay now?
Hey. Is it better?
I can't. Not really.
Yeah.
Let's see.
People comment that sound is choppy.
I see. I hear it. And, we're still working on getting on the internet. He said, they can hear me, but I don't know why you're. Okay. Hold on. I think I can jump on the other laptop. Just to see. So I'm going to go out. Let's see. Let's see. So we. Oh, I'm wrong. The other one is worse. Oh, okay. My husband was saying it's still getting the feedback on the other. You can turn the mic down. It's still getting. I've never had technical difficulties like this. He's still getting feedback on the other one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Kyle. I hate to. I don't know if they're saying.
We might have to just reschedule it.
We have. Looks like we have to, because I want them to definitely hear what you have to say. I'm trying
Yeah,
to.
we don't want to shortchange them.
We don't. But that, I don't know if it's because. Oh yeah, as he was saying, it's way behind when I talk on
Yeah.
he's on his. Yeah, and it's just not. It's not. Unfortunately, that's too bad. But let's do this. Let's reschedule. We will do that and make it and really work on a time good availability. We'll just go back and say, hey, coming again. Due to popular demand. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you, Kyle, and we'll reschedule.
We definitely reschedule.
All right. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. So ladies, no. Okay. All right, my apologies, ladies, gentlemen. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think you're saying you can hear me though. You can hear me. So what I want, then I'll take a few minutes. And this is something I really don't talk about a lot. I don't think. I was talking about the books, but I don't talk about. Some of you have come to my to the workshops. I don't know. I think you guys can hear me. Let me double check with you. Hi, Elaine. Oh, thank you, Elaine. And you guys, thank you, Vanessa. Vanessa said it is life. And it is. But I've learned too, and you guys probably have too. When these things happen, what do they call it now? The catchword I've heard from all the time now is pivot. So we're gonna pivot into another topic, another subject. And the pivot is, I'll talk to you guys. Let's say, normally I teach on this, and that's about writing. But as you guys know, that I've been really, going into writing, and that's an area I've been really interested in showing people. I'm actually giving a workshop for this webinar, all free, and it is on May 7th. It's a Friday. Starts at 6:00. You're all welcome. If you go to, let me think, it's on Eventbrite, but if you go to marydwelch.com, you can sign up there too. So you go to my website, you go to the link tree, marydwelch.com, and it's going to say, I think it says free webinar, and it's May 7th. And I'm going to tell you why I'm so passionate about this. We all have stories, but we all tell those stories. So many stories you guys have. I say you guys, and me included, that something has happened in your life. No matter, it could be, and I would suggest you may say that it's all been positive. That's not always true. Everything that's happened in our lives has not always been positive. I'm not going to suggest you turn it into a children's book, but I'm saying you need to write your story. You want to write that story. You want to. The reason being, if you don't write it, who's going to write it? I say this, ladies and gentlemen, we're living in unprecedented times, meaning that during this pandemic, over 500,000 people in the United that are citizens have passed away. All of their stories, unless they wrote it down, it went with them. Think about that. That was a year ago. Those million people were here. Now we already know there's going to be some death. Okay, that's part of life. But I can guarantee you, 500,000 of them wasn't probably going to be gone. Not to the numbers we have experienced from the pandemic. But if they did not write it down before that, it's too late now. They don't. So, and I'm saying this. I'm not trying to scare people, or maybe I am trying to scare people. Not that I mentioned it. I said I'm not. Oh, okay. I'm putting Elaine's message up. I'm not trying to scare you as I am trying to encourage you. Encourage you. Let me tell you how I write. Just to give you guys something. And this is what I teach on this. So just so you know, this is all you need. I'm not trying to advertise this notebook, but this is it. This is what I write on notebooks. And I've learned everywhere I go, I keep a small one with me. Or the other one, that's the only way I do it. Those of you that say, well, I don't really keep a notebook because now what? We have our phones, right? And you can do that. I do that too. Meaning I use Microsoft Word. I use, what else do I use? I don't use Evernote as much, but I use Word, or I use Google Docs, or I use Google Keep. But the point is I write it down. I cannot stress to you how important it is to write it down. That is, I don't even know how to say how important it is. And I'm going to take, for some of you that know my story about how I found out even write. In a lot of ways, I think some ways it was by accident. Well, not really, it's by God, truthfully. Some of you know my story. A few years ago now, my youngest brother passed away from a brain aneurysm. He had a brain aneurysm. And 90 days to the day, we lost my mother. And from that, I went spiraling to depression, literally spiraling. I would sit on the art couch at home and didn't do anything for a long while, from depression. I was depressed. I couldn't get myself together. I never lost two immediate family members like that. I've been through losses, but never back to back, and not, like I said, my brother and my mother. But from that, a friend stopped by and she was telling me a story. When she told me the story, she was telling me about how her and her daughter she had bought a cake and put a cake on the kitchen counter. And she put the cake on the kitchen counter and she said, well, in the morning we'll have a slice of cake, we'll have a cup of coffee or something like that. So they went there just like anybody else would. But like I said, the cake was in a cake box. And she woke up the next morning, the entire cake, an ant mound was eating the entire cake. Can you imagine? You open up a cake box, it's an ant mound in there, not an ants, the mound. They found this cake. So she's telling me the story, and I looked and I said, her name is Dolores. I said, Dolores, that's a children's book. I had never written a book in my life. I'd only written 3 poems up until that day. So books were not, this wasn't even a thought. It was just, I couldn't, in my mind, I saw the characters on the page. I saw the ants. The ants had names. I mean, it was like, I could see it in my mind. I even said it to her. I said, well, Dolores, that's a children's book. And she said, Mary, I don't even know what you're talking about. But I got up that day, and I'm going to say this to you, ladies, to change my life, because that day I got up and I wrote it down. Think about this. I didn't even really know what I was doing. But I did. I wrote it down. And when I wrote it down, I even looked at it and I thought, oh, okay. I mean, I thought it was a cute story, but I really didn't think that much about it. I just thought, I wonder why is it that I see this and she can't see it. I didn't even understand. Even at that time, I had tapped into a gift and didn't even know it. Didn't even recognize it. But the next day, one of the grandkids came over. She came by, one of my granddaughters came and said, I would always read to grandkids. Anytime you're reading to a child, you're giving them your undivided attention. And who doesn't want someone's undivided attention? So when I just took out the paper, remember, just put the day before. So I took out the paper and I said, she said, what's the name of the book? I said, the name of the book is Cake. Cake. She said, okay, Nana. And I started reading to her. To see your grandchild laugh at your words. And she's laughing and giggling and all these, and I'm like, I'm, I'm in shock. Okay, I'm sitting here going, these are my words. These are my words. And she's laughing at, and she's enjoying, and she's having fun with, and I could not believe it. I could not believe it, ladies and gentlemen. I sat there going, whoa. I just, and then when I finished the story, and she said, oh, I like that banana. She's just having a good time. And then I said, I wrote that. Her head spun around. It was so funny. I said, she goes, you wrote that? I said, yes, yes, I wrote that. She got quiet. She said, can you write a story about me? I'll never forget that day. I'll never forget it. Because I thought, and then as soon as she said that, I said yes. Remember, I had only written one book. I had never written anything else in my life. And I'm saying yes, one of my grandchildren. And I didn't even know if I could write a book about her. I really didn't. And that's the truth. But I did not want to disappoint her. So I just said yes. It took 6 months to write her book. 6 months. And I wrote her book, and it was called, it's about her. I said, the title of it, because it's still weird. No, you have to turn the sound up on that, on the left. And so I said, this is, I read it to her. I wrote, it was 6 months later, I wrote her book. But when I wrote it, I called her and I read it to her. Okay, okay. I read it to her. And then she was real quiet. And she said, I love it, Nana. She's the main character, obviously, in the story. So I read it to her and she was all quiet. Because I called her and told her. She doesn't live locally. So I just said, let me just call her and just read it to her. Then I read it to her. And then after I read it, she said, it's beautiful. Just to hear, when I tell you, I can't even explain it. When you hear your children or grandchildren tell you about your writings, and they will, by the way, when you write it down, because I finish the story, I'll tell you why. Then I called her dad, and I said, Bradley, I read the story to him, and he said, I listened to it, he listened to it, and when I finished, he said, oh, hi there, hello. And he got quiet. And I said, Bradley, is everything okay? I said, Bradley, do you like it? What? And he said, Mom, you're gifted. And I said, Bradley, this is only the second story I've ever written, son. He said, Mom, you have to keep writing. You don't even understand how good you are. You don't even understand. He said, you're a good writer. You're not just a writer. You took an idea and this story that you've written, I can't believe it. He was just so full. He was telling me just so his heart was so full because he's also mentioned in the story. The two of them are in the story. She's the main character, and he's another character in the story. And I used the names in the story. That book is not out yet. Those two books, to be honest with you, The Cake is not out, and neither is the book about her and her dad. But they will be. And I say that because, ladies and gentlemen, you can write things. You can, if you want to use your family's names, which I definitely do. I would highly encourage you to do that because it immortalizes that character when you do that. It gives that character. It makes it so personal to that child. I told another writer that she was saying she didn't name the main character after her daughter. I said, I would encourage you to name the character after your daughter. And she's like, why? I said, your daughter will never forget that. She will always understand that that's the books about her. You don't have to do that. But I do highly encourage you to do that. If you're writing a book that has the children's names and everything, I would encourage you to use, just children's book, or a book where you can use a person's name interchangeably. Use that person's name. Use that person's name. Um, I have other books that have all the, in fact, my husband's name, his name is in the book. His name is in a couple of books. The children's are all in there. First, this is all the first names, but just when they read a book and they read their names, because the sweetest sound to anyone is their name. Everybody, you hear your name, and you may not even realize your ears perk up, your body actually automatically, usually as automatic, it turns to that person. It's just love language in hearing your name. One thing, if you just understand that it's not, it's always, that's why when you think about a child, if you have a nickname for a child, that's one thing, but when you call them their name, everything changes. It's like the world stops the minute you call somebody, especially a child. You're especially used to calling them a nickname. You call them their name, they know you mean this, and it's not the same as if you didn't use a name. So that's the difference. So keep that in mind. And I'm just using that as example. I'm using that for children's books, of course. And my go-to is children's books. But those are the only books I write. I write other books too. And I didn't bring with me. I'm on a business trip right now, so I didn't bring it with me. And that is the journals that are out now. But I was saying, my son says like, "Mom, can you just stay focused on one?" I try, but you know what I've learned. That's how I talk to family, friends. I'm talking to you because, as far as I'm concerned, you're family. You're taking time to spend time with me, you family. You come in and giving me the most precious thing you have on this earth, and that is your time. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you for doing that because I know you don't have to. I always know that. So I want to make sure I share this with you now. Now, I was in the children's book side. Now, but those of you that say, well, I don't want to write a children's book. I just want to tell my life story. That's a memoir. You can do that. You can tell your life story. Do it right here. That's what I said about just write it. You can use this, or you can go. Now I'm doing a shameless plug now. You can go online and get one of my journals. I have a set of journals, and the brand is the Big Black Journal. There's one for sisters. There's one for grandpas. There's one for moms. There's one for it's just a generic one. It's a generic, the Big Black Journal. That's there. There's also, but the brand is called the Big Black Journal. Right there on all of this is under you go to my Amazon page to see all that. But I want to encourage you, because those of you that say, I don't want to write children's book, I don't have an idea for children's book. Well, you don't know that you do have an idea. I can help you with that. Those of you that are interested in writing one. But for fiction, you want to write a fiction. You have a fictional book you want to write. Let me tell you. Let me give you some ideas about that. So I know I'm trying to think. Oh, I'm doing two things at once. If you have a fictional book and you want to write, and that's your goal, right? All I would tell you, the number one thing I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, write it. I know that sounds so simple, doesn't it? When I say write it doesn't sound like, oh yeah, that's really. But I think we think that writing. Let me tell you the truth. I used to think writing was something magical or something. I don't know. I have friends that are writers. In fact, one of my best friends is a writer. For over 20 years, I would carry the books to her for her book signings. I did everything behind the scenes. And she'll even admit this. Never wrote a word. I never wrote anything. I never even thought about writing. I actually even told her. She would tell me, oh, Mary, you can write. And I go, no, that's what you do. But once I started writing, I understand now why she said that. Number one, I didn't even take the time to see if I could write. And some of you are like that. You have this misconception that writing is something other people do. No. It isn't. It's something you can do. Some of you may write poetry. I have a lot of people, they write in the envelopes, they write some of everything. They do everything. The point is, but at the same time, I've heard people say, "Well, I want to write." What do they tell me? But I don't want to publish it. I've heard that. I don't want to. I don't want to. I'll write it, but I don't want to publish it. I don't know what to say to that. I don't want to say that's just like not writing at all, but that's not true because you did write it. But I would encourage you, first of all, write it down. If it's writing about your life, writing poetry, I don't care what it is. Whatever your it is, write it down. Some of you are poets, write it down. Some of you are songwriters, write it down. Whatever your it is, that's what it is. Write it down. So I would encourage you, do that first. Now you can come to the free webinar on May 7th, totally free. You know why I say I'm starting to do at least one a month on purpose. I wanted to because I'm trying to help people get out of the sense of I can't do it, or if you can do it, sometimes we just need that little push. You need somebody to affirm us. I have been blessed to have a lot of people do that for me and say, you not only can you write, the stories are good. The stories that you just heard me talk about have not even been published. So you already know that's 2 books you have not even seen printed yet. The ones you've seen, there's one on Amazon right now, which is, I didn't bring that one with me, with there's a pocket in my pocket. That was one of the shortest books I've ever written. I published it because I said, let me go on and publish one of the books because I kept, because what happens for me, sometimes I start editing and I don't always, take time, just you start edit, and that's what I'm doing right now. And that's what I have to go, I have to caution and say, okay, you have to let it go. You have to know when to let it go. And that's what, in my classes, you do in the webinars and everything, you learn. There's a point where you're gonna have you have to get past the perfection of saying, okay, I want to be perfect. And people, as a writer, I get caught up in that perfection. What is that saying? Done is better than any perfection. And that's not a great quote, but I will tell you this, it is better to have it done. It is better to have it done because you can sit up and perfect it, and never publish. Never do that. I can tell you what it really is. It's such a sense of satisfaction when you finish a book. Oh my goodness. It is. I can't even explain it. I'm trying to put the words. I can't even explain it. This weekend, I wrote another book. This book is coming out. It's called My Dog Lola. My Dog Lola. About a month ago, I finished a book. And that book is called Liz Has Cat. Now, that's 4 books you just heard me name, of which none of those are published. They will be published, by the way. They will be published. I can tell you that. My issue with publishing is hiring the artist to do it. So far, right now, 2 artists are working on 2 other books. Right now, as we speak. And some of you have heard me talk about Stuck in the Elevator. Stuck in the Elevator it's already under contract. And the other one under contract to finish Obie the Pink Whale with the Yellow Tail. Already under contract, those are contractual. So those will be coming out probably by the fall. I'm going to say by the fall. But I'm going to digress right here and go back to why it's so important for you to publish. So not necessarily, okay, not publish, because some of you that may be a little too scary. Why is it published? It's important for you to write. From the writings I've done, my oldest son has written and published. The middle son is writing his book. The youngest son's book will be coming out. He wrote a children's book. My granddaughter's writing her first children's book. Now, from me writing, if you would think about this, all came from the cake. In essence, me sitting down that one day, writing that one book, reading it to them, now it's spread. Because they're looking at me, it's like, well, wait a minute. If mom can write a book, Renata can write a book, I know I can write a book. They don't have to, they didn't say that, but I know that's what they're thinking. It's like, she did it, I can do it. And even though you may say, well, what difference does it make? It makes a difference because you're affecting another generation. It's not about me. This is generational. To see these young people express themselves. The only thing is, one of the granddaughters told me, and I have to work on her. She said, Nana, I don't want to publish it because what if somebody doesn't, she actually said this. She said, what if somebody doesn't like it? And I said, don't you think people don't like my books? I know that this is, I said, so what if they don't like it? So what? So what? But because she's 13, when you're 13, you can't say anything negative against a 13-year-old. You really can't. Oh, hi there. I'm putting you on right there. There you go, Mary. You come there. You're watching. Thank you. I'm always glad to see all of you. And I'm going to call everybody by name right here, too. So, hi, Mary. Hi, Big Flim on the radio. Hi, Elaine, Vanessa, Elaine, Richard, Myrtle, Kim. Hi, each and every one of you. Hi. So I'm saying that to you, ladies and gentlemen, because it's not about you. It's not interesting. I didn't know. I had no, the cake, no one could have told me writing down that one book has, it's like a rippling. It's been a rippling effect. It's affected my children. I have a cousin. She's writing her book. It's so many people now are writing their books. I'm just like, I'm in awe of everybody because it was from that one day of writing down and reading that one story, which really tells you it's not me as it is. It showed other people if she can do it, then I can do it. Just write your story, whatever the story is, ladies and gentlemen, write it. Don't write and edit either, by the way. I teach that. Do this. You write and edit. Don't do that. Don't write, say, oh, I need a comma. I need an exclamation. Don't do that. Get your creative juices. Get that down on paper. Editing is its own, it has its own time. Don't even worry about editing. Don't even go into editing. Just write it. Whether it's a short story, whether it's a play, some of you are playwrights. Write the play. Write the play. If you're a playwright, write the play. Don't feel like you have to limit yourself. I'm going to tell you, at first, I thought I had to limit myself. I did. I'll tell you what happened. I was working with a lady. She's a coach. And she said to me, I said to her, well, I have this idea about this. I have this idea and I have this. I was telling her all things I do. She said to me, she said, do it all. She said, do it all. And I said, are you sure? I was like, so from that, I actually read I'm writing. I haven't finished writing. And I started writing a movie. I didn't know I could write a movie. I had no idea I could write a movie. But it really has taught me, we don't really know what we can do. And somebody is writing these movies. Somebody, everything you see on TV, somebody wrote. Somebody's writing it. Now, we may not know who that person is, but behind the scenes, there's somebody doing the writing. And I finally realized, oh, I could do that. And so I take it one step at a time. I'm learning how to write plays. Just everything that I just never even ventured into to know that I could do it. Give yourself permission. Give yourself permission. And guess what I gave myself permission to do? I gave myself permission to fail. Think about that. Permission to fail, not to succeed. Because this is what we do. We're so afraid of failing that we don't even try. You don't even try. I've been guilty of that. So when I realized, okay, what if you fail? That's what my granddaughter, I really have to work with her on that. She's so worried about people's opinions. When you can get past that, it's like they say, the world is your oyster. When you can get past, because everybody has an opinion about you. But the truth is, the only opinion that matters is yours. Believe me, all of this has taken a long time to get here. I didn't get here overnight. When I look at hitting that go live button almost 2 years ago now, over 2 years ago, when I hit that go live button, those of you when I was on Facebook, I went go live, I was scared to death. I looked at it was on Periscope. I mean, no, those of you from here, Periscope is no longer even available, no longer here. I did it was on Periscope, and I was so scared. I was scared to hit the go live, and at the same time, I was scared not to. So I hit go live. I've been going live ever since. Now, has every podcast been perfect? Today is a good example. No. But guess what? I still get the willies, or the butterflies. The butterflies, I still get that. But I've calmed down because I used to be like so nervous. I would be this is buzzing almost. I'm a little more calmer, trying to be, and I really am changing. Um, like you guys don't see that part. Behind the scenes, I work on trying to be a better host. I definitely try to bring you guys the best guests I can. I try to bring you, without a doubt, people that I know you want to hear from. These people are fabulous. You may say some are celebrities, some are not, but we're all celebrities in our own way. Celebrity, I mean, being a celebrity is just being on TV, basically, or being in the movies. But they're people. They're regular, everyday people. That's really what, if I've learned anything else, I've learned that. But keep in mind, we're all celebrities. You may say, well, I'm not on TV. You're a celebrity to your grandchildren. You're a celebrity to your husband, your wife, your significant other. You're still a celebrity. You're still a celebrity. So keep that in mind. Don't think that you're not, because you are. You really are. So I just want everybody to know, as you're going on your journey, take the time, because the story that you tell, you leave your children or grandchildren, the things I'm doing now, they'll outlive me. When I'm gone, they'll still be here. Those children's books, as long as I think Amazon's here, those books will be there. So that's really, I'm leaving a legacy for my family by writing the books. You're leaving a legacy for your family. Even if you just write down the stories that you experienced in your life, that's a legacy for your family. Let them have that legacy. Don't take those stories, I hate to say, to the grave. That's where they're going. Take the time, write it down. And it sounds so simple. It does. For those of you who just came on, you can go to my website, marydwelch.com, marydwelch.com. I think that's scrolling through. I'll tell you. And then when you go there, you can sign up for the free webinar. It's on Friday. It's on May 7th. It starts at 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And you can sign up and come onto that webinar. And I'm telling you, some of the stuff you'll hear, you've heard those of you that are here, but you're going to hear other stuff too. Believe me, it's exciting. It's interesting. It's all those things. Oh, okay. I'm putting Beverly your comments going out. Hi, Beverly. I can tell you, thank you. I hope I'm inspiring people to write. Write it down. Write it down. And thank you so much. And I'm going to do what they call this is a shameless plug or commercial, because my husband and I own a travel agency too. So I'm a serial entrepreneur. I can tell you guys, I'm one of these people. Yeah, I'm definitely a serial entrepreneur, because we have a travel agency and it's called Welch Travel Tours. And I would encourage you, if you are, those of you say, well, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Let me just say this. I know people who are, this pandemic has not stopped them. They've been all over the world. So don't think that everybody's staying home because it's the pandemic, because they're not. They're using that. And think of it like this. Those planes are still taking off and landing. So if you are planning on any trips, or if you have a group that would like to go on a cruise or something like that, and you can always check out, this is what I always say, compare our prices. That's why I have it scrolling across the map. Compare our prices. We do a lot of group cruises. I can tell you that group cruises are big. People like to travel in groups. We want to travel with friends and people you know, and family. Family reunions are on cruises. That's big. People do a lot of family reunions on cruises. And the booking, some are for this year, but honestly, the bookings I've been getting are for next year. People are just putting deposits in and then getting ready for next year, that kind of thing. But it's fine. Another thing, which we found on our site, if you're, let's say your grandchildren are in club ball, like volleyball, soccer, and they travel, and they have to book hotel rooms. They've been able to find deep discounts on our site for those same hotel rooms. So I'm just gonna just put that out there for those of you that are interested, because you never know. That's one thing I have learned. And this is what a friend of mine always says: is a closed mouth won't get fed. So I thought I'd throw it out there, let people know. Our travel agency, Wealth Travel Tours, you can call us if you're doing a group. Oh, thank you. I'm putting Elaine's message up. Elaine, there it goes, Elaine. It's gonna come up. There you go. Thank you, Elaine. So I would encourage you, just check us out. Know your friends and family. Welch Travel Tours. That's our website. And you can go to marydwelch.com. It's the very last one at the bottom. It's our travel agency, and we still have that as it's stuff. We've been doing it for over 15 years. So we've been travel agents for a while, and it's been really, really. Oh, I better check my time. I'm looking at that. It's talking, and it's been, for us, it's something I would encourage anybody. If you just travel, we've been blessed to go Alaska. I've been to Europe. I've been to Africa. I've been all over the Caribbean. We were in South America. Brazil. I would tell anybody, if you've never traveled, it is one of the most wonderful things to thank you, Lay, to travel the world. Travel the world. And actually, I'd even put that in there. If you're interested, those of you that say, well, what do you have to do to own your own travel website? How do you do that? I haven't even talked about that. That's how you go to, it's called Come Travel the World. If you go to, I'll put it in the chat, cometraveltheworld.com. And there you can actually have your own. You put it in here right here. Travel the world. Whoops. I almost put 2 T's. Hold on. .com. And I say that because it is a business, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't own a business, that's a home business. Hold on. Okay, here we go. There, oops. Maybe that's where it goes. There we go. I think that's going to do it. There we go. I'll show that. You might want to consider it. I know we're down. I'm doing all these shameless plugs. Anyway, but as I said before, if I don't tell you about it, how are you going to know about it? If I really think about it, how will you know about it? So you can be, that's cometraveltheworld.com. But you can share all of this information. It's right there for you to share with your family and friends. And don't forget, May 7th, 6 o'clock, I'll look for you to come on in to that absolutely free webinar. All you want to do is come and learn. Come and learn. Because even if it's just write down, maybe something happened to you, it could be a story, something happened to you in life. Maybe you skipped your knee riding a skateboard or something like that. Now, that may not seem like something people want to know about. But those of you that see social media, is there anything that we don't want to know about? We want to know. I think what we really want to know is that we're like everybody else. That's what we want to know. I don't think it's anything other than that. We're no different than everybody else. All of us. We all hurt. We all love. We all go through ups and downs. Everybody. Sometimes I think we think other people is something different or something better. As I shared with you at the beginning, those two losses literally almost killed me. And it's only the grace of God that I'm able to have survived it and made it through it. But now through that, and I get to I say through the other side, the pain of it, it's never left. The love for my brother and my mother it's never left. I have my dad passed away, my another brother passed away. All of those things have happened also. But at the same time, I have learned in that grief, you have to go on. You have to go on. We've dealt with all kinds of issues in our families. I mean, but at the same time, it doesn't happen overnight. Let me just say, this is what I've learned too. You do have to stop and grieve through this. Let me tell you that too. I don't want to give you the wrong impression. You do have to grieve it. You can't do. I can't just go and not grieve situations. But I've learned not to stay there. Not to stay there. Don't remain there. You have to come out of that. It's like a hole. That's why I feel like I was in a hole and I couldn't get out. But I would highly encourage you to get help. Seek a professional. Seek someone that you can talk about what you're going through with. There is no shame in that game. I promise you. Go get help. If I'm speaking to somebody, please do. If you're feeling, I hope there's nobody in here feeling like this, but if there is somebody feeling suicidal, call. There's a 24-hour suicide hotline. Call them. Because I don't know who I'm talking to, but I know what it feels like to feel like you can't go on. I know what it feels like. And your heart is broken, your heart is hurt. So keep in mind, all of the things I'm saying has led me to where I am today. I didn't get there through going through good stuff. Honestly, it was the stuff like that pushed the creativity out of me. It was, I think, one of my sons has said this to me. I always call all my sons are number one sons. You heard me say that before. And he said, Mom, do you think you would be here if it wasn't for the pain you're going through? And I said, no. It's because I had to find something to keep me going. And the writing has done that. And now the numbers, I just keep writing and keep writing. As I mentioned before, Liz has a cat that's coming out. My dog Lola is coming out. And the other books are coming out. They'll be coming out shortly. There's a new series I'm starting called My Journalies. They're called My Journalies. And those will be coming out too. So make sure to get on that email list. That email list, you get all the good stuff on the email list. You really, really do. You get everything. Not so much the texting system. The texting system, they only go out once a week. The email list goes out once a day. There's a big difference in once, and you really stay on top of what's going on the email list. You really do. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have enjoyed spending this time with you. This has been, it seems like the hour went by so fast. But I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. I love you. Please come back. We will have Kyle come back. He will be back. And this time we will make sure we don't have the technical difficulties. Well, we'll do as best as we can. I mean, we can't make promises because we don't know. But I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your support. When I come here on Mondays, I never know who's going to be here. I never know who's going to watch the replay. But you mean a lot to me. God bless you, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye, everybody.